there's a 30-second clip of a young man who they say the uniform is Tivoli Gardens High or something like that, was in an altercation with a female teacher, and you know, a lot of people had a lot of stuff to say, and Tanya did a live, I think yesterday, and she was also addressing that issue, and there were persons there who were commenting. Tanya made some points, and the points are valid, but I have to disagree with her in this instance. I have to disagree. I am a teacher myself. I have been teaching since I was about 10. I used to teach Sunday school, so I've been teaching for a long time. Not a trained teacher though. I haven't done the teaching diploma. I teach college. Well, not well, I mean, if it at college level it's not teaching, it's lecturing. But I've taught in church from I was 10 until I left at 17 and started going to school, working, whatever. And then I started teaching college from 2016 until COVID started. But not a trained teacher. So I have been a student and I've been a teacher. So I have kind of a better perspective in terms of both sides. Well, we have all been students anyway. And I think the best way to illustrate my point is with something that actually happened. I think that would be the best way to illustrate the point. Okay, so my friend, I have a good friend, and she has a son, right? She got a notice from the school that the son was in some kind of altercation with another student, and he has been disruptive in class, and one litany of complaints, and his grades has dropped and everything. So my friend was very concerned, and she was stressed out, because she's a single mother, and she's wondering, is it because he doesn't have his dad? Why is acting out? What am I doing wrong? XYZ. So she asked me to accompany her. Now this is out of town, you know what I mean? And so I'm like, sure, no problem, I'll go with you. When we went to the meeting, the other student parent came, and then when we saw who the other child was, she was like, why the hell are you two fighting? Aren't you supposed to be friends? Yada yada yada. So the two parents hashed it out. The children explained what the situation was. It was some, picnic foolishness. So they apologized to each other, but now we have the meeting with the school people. When we went into that meeting, the child was sitting there, and his form teacher went off, and she went off on him, and she went off on him, and she went off on him. If anyone was observing the encounter, they would have been surprised that me especially kept my composure, said nothing, and because the two of we are drunk, and the teacher was out of line, but children were there. There was no way we could have said or done anything in the presence of the children, whether the teacher was out of line or not. We just sat there and listened. The children were excused, and we still maintained our composure. And we had a discussion, and then after the meeting we left. I say this to say that there is no reason whatsoever for a child to be fighting a teacher. When I hear people saying the teacher is trained to bullshit, the teacher is not supposed to be de-escalating a situation between them. When the teacher speaks, the child is supposed to comply. Full stop. There is no justification for a child to get into an argument or a fight with a teacher. You keep your mouth. Argument done. When I was in high school, that is how it was. You don't argue with the teacher. You probably can grumble under your breath, but you cannot be in any kind of back and forth with a teacher, because one, if your parents hear, you're dead. And two, though in those days nobody wanted to go to detention because you don't want anything on your record or stuff like that. So we listened to our teachers. It would never get to a state. Let me tell you what happened. Let me give you a story. I got into a fight in grade 8. That was the last fight I've ever been in my entire life. I have not been in a fight since grade 8. So the teacher stepped out of the classroom, and this boy, I get up to talk to some friends, and this boy took my chair. Now, you know, in high school, you have, when you have the desks and chairs stuff, some people take care of their, you know, everybody, you know, you come in, we all have our own desk and stuff. We just say a few. You know how we go already. So me have my desk and my chair, and because mine look nice, by the time me turn on, this boy take for me. So obviously, you know, we have Wilco mark and we think so we can search and know, say, okay, I might chair this big man, you need to get up. So that is what happened, and it means to say, him bad him now and get up. So you know me, take him up. And fight broke out. But then by the fight broke out, we hear say, teacher, come. And guess what? The fight done instantly. Instantly, the both of us, because we were both junior prefects. So you know how that go already. Instantly, fight stop. Because we can't make teachers say we are fight, because you know how that go. You know what I'm saying? A teacher, when I was in grade 11, deputy head boy, a teacher stood up in the class and she beat at me. I didn't say anything. I don't know what happened. And the woman just went off on me. She went off on me. And she cussed and she classed and she carried on. And I never said a word in English, Spanish, French or German. I just sat there and said nothing. And afterwards, she came back to the class and she apologized to me. She said, you know, it was out of line. She should not have behaved that way, yada, yada, yada. But I was the child. Whether she was wrong or right, I had no right to retaliate or to whatever, because I would have been out of line. Because when something like that happens, you have to bring it to the attention of another adult who can now bring that adult into line. You as the child cannot rectify the situation. So I said nothing. And funny enough, that teacher and I were bench and batty till me left high school. And even after I left high school, it was when I moved from the community that we lost communication. And I'm sure up to this point, if I should see her now, we will be like this. She cussed me out wicked. I couldn't remember what it was for. And I never said a word. And everybody was shocked because they were like, wow. You know, because them know say for me about no giant church, you know. But there are certain lines that you don't cross. Like I said, I am a reasonable person. And if we're going to hold an argument to be true, we have to apply it in different situations and see if it works. And if it don't work, then obviously your argument must fail. Now the argument is that the teacher is the adult in the room and the teacher is trained I don't know that teachers are trained to resolve conflict. I know guidance counselors perhaps are, but I don't know that teachers are. Me don't know of that. If that is a part of the teaching the curriculum that teachers, when they go to teachers college, get, let me know. I haven't been to teachers college, so I don't know, but I don't know that they are. They're not teaching special ed, it's just regular teacher, Worse it's high school, so those teachers usually specialize. So they teach maths, or they teach English, or they teach XYZ, or they teach that. They're not general purpose teachers like basic school and primary. So to say that the teacher is trained, there is no situation that should, the conflict, the de-escalation should be between two children. Two students are fighting, then the teacher come in and rectify the situation. But there should be no situation where the teacher must be de-escalating a child from trying to attack them. That makes no fucking sense to me. It does not make any sense. And if we have been into a society, if we are now a society where we are saying that it is okay for a child, because this is what we're saying, it is okay for a child to argue back and forth with a teacher, to physically assault a teacher, and it is the teacher's responsibility to de-escalate the situation. I call bullshit on that. Let me give you the example, because I went off track there. If your mother, imagine that was his mother. He's 15 years old, and that's his mother. Would we say the same thing? We are going to say, no matter what your mother do, you're not supposed to fight your mother. In it, it's the same fucking argument. It doesn't matter what the teacher was saying or doing. Take for yourself then. Come out of the class and go report her to the principal, or call your mother, tell your mother if he come for you, or left the school or something. I had a similar situation. I don't remember, because me a sick kid, but I've never been in a fight with a teacher. For me, listen, if you get me head chip right out of me not era. Me in a grade 3, I think, there were a group of girls sitting in front of us. We the round at the back. This friggin' teacher, me don't know the fuck she put me round her back for, because me don't like back a class because you can't learn. Anyway, she put me round her back with some dunce boy. The boy them start to trouble the girl them in front of us. Teacher they teach, me I try to pay attention and them a fuck around the girl them. The girl turn round now and for some reason feel to say, and me they touch her bottom, I think when I touch her upon her bottom or something like that. Me no run them the joke there. She complained to the teacher that I was assaulting her. And Miss Mum never asked no question. She take big switch, whap, 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 round back. For me temper reach here, so start to throw at me. And I fly up, grab my bag, straight to my fucking yard. Me couldn't go home though, so I lingered and lingered until school was out. Me don't know who see me. Tell me mother say, they didn't see me outside of school when me say me supposed to be at school. So when she come in, she asked me, why me never there class? And me tell her. She said, well, whether teacher went right or teacher went wrong, if you do it again, you sit down in the class and you take the fucking lick. You know, no big man, but you dey walk out of class. That was her response. The teacher was wrong because it wasn't me, and she never questioned, she never tried to figure out whether it was me or not. The girl just tell her, say me, a trouble her, and she fling lick, and me mother come out. And my mother's response was, don't let that fucking happen again. You know, no big man, but you walk out of no class. You can't do that shit. So you know how that go. So how are we in 2022 saying that the teacher supposed to take thump in her face, because that's the story. So because obviously at the beginning of the video you can see that the guy did something, and like she just her head chip out and she decides to go and pan one thing and clotting with it. Right? You're going to say the teacher is supposed to de-escalate. No. Even if the teacher threw the first punch, what the child is supposed to do, take away himself. The child is supposed to escape. The child is supposed to run away. If your mother they come feel lick you, turn up and fling back lick. You take for yourself. It's the same thing. There is literally no difference between the teacher and a child and a parent and their child. If your mother a go beat you, you no fight your mother, you run off until she calm down and then you take time screechy come back and see if maybe she forget about the whole situation. So even if the teacher hits him, he's a child, you take the fucking lick. Simple. You take the lick. Or you try to take away yourself. You don't get in a confrontation with the teacher. So why are we saying, oh, well, he's a child and he needs help and it's not fucking juvenile. I'm sorry, it's not. These are the I hate when Jamaicans speak on an issue. It's the same thing. A customer goes to an establishment, fuck themselves with the staff. It's like, oh, well, the customer is always right. Fuck, no, they aren't. You're not going to come, throw water in my face or spit in my face or deal with me anyhow and I'm going to sit there and take it because, oh, the customer is always right. Not going to fucking happen. It's not going to happen. We do not know when and how to apply moral outrage to a situation. The child is wrong, regardless of what the teacher was doing. If the teacher said, come out of my class, come out of my class. It's just that simple. And if you feel that you're being treated unfairly, you go to the dean or you go to the guidance counselor or whatever the case may be, or you call your mother or you call your father or something, but you cannot. I have never seen that in all the time that I have been going to school, from primary school all the way through to even college. I have never seen a child, anyone or we, or anybody in my cohort get in a fight with a fucking teacher. I've never seen that. Moreover, when me I go to school, they went have some man teacher there. So nobody, we couldn't try it. And them run cadet, we couldn't try that shit. But because Pitney now have gone, and because most of these little 14-year-old children we are taught, they are blood clot gonna kill people. Me not ask you, I tell you, them have gone and enough of them a murderer. And we are going to say teacher for de-escalate. If him never feel bad, him wouldn't have no argument with the teacher. So why are we saying the teacher is this and the teacher is that? These children in high school are no longer, they are not like us, because first of all, we know when we were growing up, we couldn't fucking do it. Because number one, your parents are going to kill your clot with lick. Whether teacher went wrong, right, this, that, then we hash that out with the teacher. But for your caca hole, I gotta get some good lashing. Because you are Pitney, you're supposed to know your place. It is just that simple. No, the teacher not get trained to deal with Viper. Teachers are not trained to deal with Viper. Viper supposed to be in a special educational institution. They do it in other countries. When time you Pitney problematic, they are not among normal kids. Then take out them pussy clat and put them in a special age. That's what they do. That is what they do. And put them on fucking medication, Ritalin and other stuff. That's what they do. In the United States, England and other developed countries, we have a mixed bag. Because we don't have that in a Jamaica where Pitney were just fucking problematic. You take them out, go put them one side, make the problem one them turn to themselves, and you have teachers who are specially trained to deal with them. You cannot say the teacher is trained to de-escalate and the teacher is trained to this and the teacher is trained to that. The teacher is not trained to deal with that. What happened in that classroom, the teacher is not trained to deal with that. I don't know how people can think that teacher is trained to deal with that. Let me tell you something. I have I think my nephew is about 19 now. First of all, then again, it's how you grow the child. Because if I speak I don't talk twice. And I have never raised my hand to that boy. Never. Me never lick him. Me never lick him. When he was misbehaving, I called him and I spoke to him. I said, I'm not going to beat you because since I saw you they behave, clearly you is a big man. So, me can beat a big man, I must fight the two of we. I got pussy clad fight in here. So if I fight you want to fight, let's get it. Let's do this. So it's either you're going here or we going to fight. And him choose to here. We don't need, like, no beating no Afghan. My nieces and nephews, same, the other one is the same thing. I don't beat them. Me just talk, I mean I talk 2 times neither. But it's how you grow your children. Me no like, nobody no like RDS pitney and bad pitney. When we go out and we see one pitney fling down himself pan ground, the whole we turn up with nose because we are say, oh, if I feel me pitney couldn't behave so. So why we have to say teacher supposed to deal with that? I know be at 6 school. When you say, okay, then you know, say a little pitney them there, so you have to have a little bit more patience and whatever. Even though I do see no fight now, go on this about whatever. High school, this and that guy look like him about 15 years old. He's a big fucking man. So what are we talking about? He is supposed to know to walk away, and clearly he did something, and obviously he must have been because when if you're a good student, there's no way you and the teacher are going to fight. You are no good behaving student and a teacher can never be in a fight. It can't happen. Because number one, the teacher are going to take a different approach to you. If something goes wrong, it's like, what's going on? Yada. But if you are one way, every single time you test the teacher's patience, that is how we could have led to that. So clearly, this child is problematic. So how are we going to sit here and condone what the child did and say the teacher should have, and the teacher them stress out, and the boy, you know, XYZ, Ray. And some people are going to say, if I feel me pitney, let me tell you something. Me can't have no family member and no teacher in a no fucking fight. They can't do that shit. And me I tell them that you can't fight no fucking teacher. I'll sick you in your head. Fight which teacher that? Come and talk to me. And me we go deal with that. You ain't go fight with no, you're a child. Know your fucking place. If teacher licking on your face, guess what? Take your lick. It's just that simple. We need to know how to grow our children properly. If whether the teacher wrong, right, me we go up there, and if me I go fight the teacher, the pitney can't know say me fight the teacher neither. Because you're giving that child the go ahead to be disrespectful to the teacher. You can't fucking do that. This is what people don't understand. Even if the teacher is wrong, you cannot show any kind of negative emotion in front of the child. That is your child, and it is your responsibility to ensure that you instill the kind of values that you want your child to have. Children must be respectful to their elders or to people who are older than them. It is just that simple. So me and the teacher, we have it out, but it's the child will never know what transpired between me and the teacher, because you're a child. You're supposed to be in a child's place. So when something like that, something like that happens, you report it to your parent and let the parents deal with it. And the parents must deal with it outside of the view of the child as well. We cannot be sitting here saying that the behavior was acceptable and, you know, the teacher is supposed to this and the teacher. No. Whether the teacher was wrong or right, that is a separate issue that can be addressed. But the child has zero right in this situation. There is no way that the child is supposed to be in a fight with the teacher. Absolutely none. Absolutely no excuse. If run, take off, take away yourself. Take away yourself. That is the only retaliation. The retaliation is supposed to be to get away. You're not supposed to be fighting back. Get away. It's just that simple. And if the teacher say, come out of my class, come out of the teacher, it happens everywhere, even in college. If the professor kick, if it happens in college, professor kick you out, you have to fucking come out. It happens if you're in college and the professor asks you to leave his lecture hall, you have to leave. So why the fuck you in a high school and teacher asks you if well, go and Sheldon, and teacher asks if you leave and you didn't want to leave. And people there, they condone out of other behavior from fucking Pitney. What kind of society? This is why we have descended into a society of degenerates, where we are killing each other because we condone fuckery. The child is wrong. The child is wrong. I don't care if he want help or not. His parents supposed to know if he need help and go seek the help that he needs. You cannot excuse and I say, well, the teacher is the adult. That is what adults do, but spit me ass. It's just that simple. So take the lick. No, if you wanna take the beating, fine. We could have said no, she out of order, ray, and then we could have come down upon the teacher. But he was there fighting back. You don't fight back. Same way we not go condone if I were him and they beat him and in the fling back lick pan her. It's the same principle apply. You don't do that. We can't decide when to pick and choose with moral outrage. We can't, and that is the problem with Jamaicans. We have this selective outrage when it comes to issues. It's always fucking selective. We are never consistent in our outrage. But I'm always consistent. I'm not saying you're supposed to agree with me, but we must be able to look at an issue and properly ventilate the issue. We can't claim the moral high ground and go on like, number one, remember say Jamaica is Jamaica. We can't look at the United States of America. We don't believe in a corporal punishment, because that's bullshit. If you get their hands for tear, because sometimes that's the only way they understand. Them say experience teaches wisdom is the same thing. You tell them say no do this, no do this, you clap their hands, they understand to say alright, enough you fucking do it. This is the society that we grow up in. None of we now walk and shoot up almost 19 people in no fucking school. Doesn't happen here. And the whole we get beaten. Me get beaten and me not traumatized by it and me not feel no way. And now that I'm an adult, I understood why. But then me never get it because you're a child. And you're in your feelings, in your ego, and you feel to say you're right. And when you become an adult now, you are realizing, oh shit. Now I understand why mama did do this. Now me understand why mama always said this. Now me understand why. You understand once you get older. So the beating was nothing. It's always for the better. It makes you a better person. And there's a difference between, correcting a child and abuse. Don't get me wrong. There's a difference between abuse and correction. Some people abuse their child because you lick the picnic for no reason at all, just because maybe me don't know whatever you take out your frustration upon him or whatever the case might be. A different business that. But you see, it's like we cannot separate issues and deal with them on their own merits. We are conflate everything in a one because we want to sound like so we right when we are chat fuckery. The child was wrong. If the teacher is reprimanding you, you take the reprimand. And then you go and you complain or you try to escape. That is the way I look at it. And if you are sitting there and you are saying, oh, if I feel me pity, then you're a part of the problem. Because there is no way you can have a child going to school and you put it in your child's head that him can fight teacher. Because then why is the teacher not supposed to defend herself? If you send for your vagabond girl school to go fight bumbleclad teacher, why the teacher for de-escalate? Think about it. The child must respect the teacher. And if that child had respected the teacher, guess what? There would be no altercation. Because one either just sit down there and not say nothing, or if she say, please Michael, because there's no way the teacher just go up and start fight the kid. Obviously that never happened. Because they said, I don't know, I hear, so I don't know if it is true. I don't want to do the hearsay, but clearly the child did something that caused the teacher to react, and then the child react, and then that is how it escalated into that, fisticuff. Because the teacher and student not supposed to have a fight. It shouldn't be a fight, it should be a beating. That is what should be happening. The teacher should be beating the child. We all get beaten by a teacher when we go to school. So what the difference now? Oh, you don't fire back bumbo clock lick. The whole of the teacher beat you. Everyone of we who over 30. When we go to school, teacher beat we. Or we never broke out in a fight. You take the lick. It's just that simple. So why he couldn't just take the lick? Why he couldn't just take the lick? If I'm mother will not show lick on him, when we go do? Fight her back? We would say, okay, thump her back because she out of order. No, we wouldn't. We just say, boy, your mother, you can't do that. You have to just take a lick or you try if you get away from her or whatever. That's what he should have done. But nobody's saying that. It's either the teacher wrong or the student wrong. We can't, it's like we can't properly, look on an issue for what it is. A child is a child. And if you're going to address what the teacher did, fine. We're going to address that in an adult setting. But there is no way a child is supposed to be fighting a teacher. At all. A child not even supposed to be fighting an adult either. They're not supposed to. That is not the society that I grew up in. You couldn't fucking do it. Because your own appearance are going to murder you. That's a number one. Because, they might go say, first of all, back then obviously we were a community. No, we aren't. Because everybody are degenerate. We have descended into a degenerate society because we let the future go. We let it go. And everybody are drunk raw. So that is why now it is okay. And that is why now we can feel justified in ourselves watching a child assaulting a teacher and say, yes, the child was right. Or, oh, the teacher should have. What the teacher should have done from with the teacher. If the teacher clot in my ass, take the fucking lick. Just that simple. Take the lick. And go and go tell your man or your pa. Make them deal with it. You're not supposed to fight the teacher. What kind of society have we become? We don't see a little teenager, they kill people. Don't we see that is what is happening? And we are going to say the teacher supposed to this and this. No, what do you then find gun in our 15-year-old girl bag or must it camper down or whatever the school want name? No, you see they say police catch one 15-year-old girl with gun in her fucking bag. And we are going to say teacher trained. Teachers are not trained to deal with criminals. They are not. What are we talking about? This kind of moral high ground where we are going like so we don't have no currency if you use no kind of moral nothing. A child is a child and a child must know his or her place. Full stop. You're there at school and the teacher decide to discipline you, take the discipline. Argument done. The argument finished. That's it. Try to get away, fine. We can't beat you down for that. But you're not supposed to be in no fisticuff with no fucking teacher. I'm not going to give the teacher the wrong. We need to understand that it's our attitudes as adults that the children are seeing that is caused our society to spiral into this degeneracy. We're making too much fucking excuses for bad behavior. And we ourselves are not even in any position to talk to the people in them neither because we're worse. We're not setting any examples for them. There's a time and a place for everything. When there are, this is me, when there are children in the room, I watch my goddamn mouth. I watch what I'm saying. I watch my behavior. If you want to get away with bullshit, when it comes to me, you gotta wait until a child is there because I can't respond in the way that I would love to, because a child is there. And I don't want that child emulating my behavior. What kind of society have we become? We're going to be saying the teacher should have de-escalate. De-escalate what? Thumb the boy in his face, him take it. Simple, you're a child. That's how you go. Let the adults deal with the adults. You as the child is the adult supposed to protect you. You can't retaliate like that. And also it work. Because then if he might retaliate, clearly he's not a child, he's a big man. And him not belong in the classroom, so the teacher still right. Anyway you slice it, the teacher still right because it's a big old great old man in the fucking class. And if she said, no, I come out then throw it in class. It's just that simple. If you there college and your lecturer say if you come out in lecture hall, you have to come out. Big man, me I tell you that you have to come out. You can't say you not come out. So why does a 15-year-old child in a high school, the teacher ask you to leave our class and you decide say you not come out because you bumbo class bad? And you go tell me the teacher supposed to de-escalate. De-escalate what? If me say come out of my class, come out of my fucking class. Me not ask you twice neither, can me drape you up and throw you out. Simple. Because at the end of the day, the teacher has to assert his or her authority in that classroom. You can't make the child get the upper hand. You can't ignore the child neither, because then if you talk to that one child and him get away with not complying with what you're saying, get so you can't talk to the other 15 way in there. Because them do the same fucking thing too. One and two of them might come from a good home where they now go try it, you talk and they listen because they know if them parents will cut off their head. But the rest of vagabond them go and follow suit. That is how it works. So if the teacher asserted her authority and the child challenged it, the teacher had to take some kind of action. Clearly, from what I saw, it looked like the boy thumped her in her face. That's what it looked like, you know, at the beginning, the first second of the video, it looked like him thumped her in her face and she was like, what the hell? And pan one table for clotting with it. So clearly, this guy is out of order. And we're sitting here saying the teacher should have. Even if the teacher was using corporal punishment, all him will require to do attend the techie or try to take for himself. There is no justification for him fighting the teacher. None. Me not go agree with nobody with a chat that fuck about with children, this and children. That him a 15-year-old, him is not a fucking child, you know what they do. Not a child. Because we tend to use this word child loose like say a 5-year-old pitney we attack. He's 15. You know when they're doing her sense. That's a man. You see, you know, me can't deal with Jamaican people. When little Addie was rumored to have gotten that girl pregnant, who was calling for police lock up the girl? He's 15. And he got obviously he would have gotten the girl pregnant at 14. Isn't 14 a child? So now this rascal boy thumped the teacher in her face, and we are going to say, oh, it's a child and the teacher must de-escalate. What's wrong with us? Me not understand. Like, make it make sense. Me not understand. A 14-year-old boy gets a girl pregnant, a 17-year-old girl pregnant, and it's fine. Big man, yeah man. Buy you that, and everybody nice and everybody happy. But him thump a teacher in her face, and oh, he's a child, and the teacher is supposed to de-escalate. What the fuck is wrong with us as Jamaicans? Why can't we be consistent on an issue? What's wrong with us? We don't understand. Like, we just cannot be consistent on a fucking issue. In one moment, at 14, you know, a 14-year-old boy can walk and fuck down the whole place and breed woman we are 20, 30, 40, 50, and nobody knows nothing wrong with that. But if he go in a class and decide say no because him and fuck, him and teacher aside and he go to teacher in a face, teacher supposed to de-escalate. Make it make sense, because it not connect with me. It's not making any sense to me. We need like me just, that's why sometimes me no bother listen to when time me because I be a fucker with chat. Jamaican people just like we don't know how to like just look on an issue and be unbiased and like okay, you know, this is what it is supposed to be. How is it supposed to be? The child is not supposed to be in an argument with the teacher, let alone to the point where it escalates into a confrontation. It's not supposed to fucking happen. So any which part you slice, the pitney fucking wrong. You can't put this on the teacher. If the teacher talk to you, keep by your bumbo clot mouth. Argument done. Simple. Make she vent and carry on with her carry on. And if she say come out of my class, you take up your thing and you come out. No sir, because you're a child. That is what should have happened. So how we escalate into confrontation to where the teacher supposed to de-escalate? The teacher supposed to de-escalate after two people in the fight. The teacher not supposed to join in the fight. The teacher is supposed to try to de-escalate that situation. But there is no where a teacher is supposed to try to diffuse a situation between them and a child. The child is supposed to sit there and listen. That is the only role the child has in that situation. Sit down and keep your fucking mouth. And comply with what the teacher says. If you feel that, you know, the teacher is being unfair or the teacher is being this, that's why your parents are there. That is why there's a guidance counselor. That is why there's a dean. And I know maybe, you know, because we know how it works in this institution where everybody, you know, the teacher, them are going to take one another fucking side anyway. That's why your man, your paddy, they fa. That's why they are there. So your lad, you complain and they come up and talk to the principal. And if they, because that is what we did. We went back to that school and we spoke to the principal of the school. Yes, it's not principal, it's principal. Yeah. So we spoke to the principal of the school and because we were like, listen, we were upset, but we could not do anything because the child was there. We just had to sit there and take it too, like we were children. And my friend Brawl when she come out of the meeting. That is how upsetting it was. But we couldn't do anything, the child is there. We can't go galang bad like a drunk crow, even though we are drunk crow, in front of the child for the child feet to say no teacher talk to him in a class in kiss teeth. No, me thumping at your mouth. You're a child. So when the teacher talk, you hold your fucking peace. Complain to me, let me deal with it. So we went back and we spoke to the principal of the school and he apologized and everything, but then when, you know, he had an aunt in the States and the aunt was like, listen, I'm not fucking taking this line down. So she wrote to the Ministry of Education and they dealt with it. But because the child was there, we had to just sit there and take it too. Even though the teacher was out of order, the teacher was out of line. But you cannot, as a parent or as adults, react in a way that is going to show the child that he has currency or him have license now for God to be disrespectful because that teacher was his form teacher. So, and she taught him literature and English and something else. So we couldn't do nothing with him, did it? Because now we, you know, him go fit to say, yeah, he can't behave, but can we go come down and cuss teacher too? And he was 14 at the time. But when we were in the meeting, he sit there, keep your fucking mouth shut, you're a child. We don't want to hear from you unless we ask you a question. That is how it is supposed to be, because you are a child. Then you communicate to us what, so he explained to us what really was happening, and the teacher was picking on him and doing a lot of bullshit. And we're like, okay, we will deal with it. And we handled it. But we can't handle it in front of the child. And guess what? Him and the teacher, no. And I spoke to him. I'm like, the best revenge is to pass that class. You don't make, because of this damn teacher, you fail that class. Because guess what? The teacher already has what she has. That's why she's teaching you. So you failing is not help. Is what I go do to she. She don't care. All she go to say, yes, see them and tell you no. Across. So you make sure you go to her class, you participate, and you pay attention. It's just that simple. And he did just that. We as adults have to learn to let our children know that they are children. But we also have to be, when they have problems, you deal, so they can see, so you deal with the problem. So they don't have to deal with it themselves. And they will feel comfortable coming to you to handle the situation. But you have to handle it outside of them present so that them not see how you... Because even if me don't fight the teacher, me couldn't fight the teacher in front of him. Because it doesn't matter what I feel about the teacher or whatever if me I go up there go chop up teacher, me can't tell him that. Me can't tell him that, you know. Because me I tell him say he can't go rude to the teacher. I can't do that. Because at the end of the day, guess what? It's not going to happen with just that teacher who was the problem. He might go free to say, okay, then no teacher can chat to him. And that's the problem. So yes, you might have this one bad apple who was really, you know, a bad teacher, but now you fuck up your pitney to the extent where he might go free to say, oh, no teacher can talk to me. Now, you as a child. Know your place, know yourself, understand yourself, and be thumping in your eye. It's just that simple. So I don't understand why we're having this, but the child is wrong. The child is wrong. We can't have our own separate feelings about whether teacher supposed to beat me, yes or no. Me won't get beat when me go to school, and that was the end of the fucking story. And it's neither here nor there. I don't even remember the teacher them naturally. Me know say some of them dead by now. But it's like whatever. It was just it's a part of life. It's like breathing. But you don't fight them back. But this is the society that we're in, where a child can fight an adult, and then we wonder why we are killing one another. Then if you cannot fight adult, why are adults supposed to work it out? If Pitney they fight, if this a little boy, you know, we are 15, a fighting fucking teacher, when him reach 30, and somebody talk to him, not go take go for finger and shoot them. And then we are going to say, see there, this, that, acid and cow fat. If you want to fight teacher from 15, why you think so when him begin and go kill people? Now we are going to blame the teacher. We're going to blame the teacher. You're a child and you can control for yourself. You can humble yourself. Whether you like when the teacher they say yes or no is irrelevant. You sit there and you keep your ass quiet. And you comply with what, because he was complying with the teacher's request. There was no way they could have been in any kind of altercation. None. If the teacher said come out of my class and he come out of his class, did I write the set up? Come out of the class and got the principal office, go complain to the principal. Or call your man, your pa tell him say if you come up at school because XYZ that happen up the way. Simple. And if them not did it where they can't come, because we know so sometimes parents have to work or XYZ. You got your yard and then you explain to your parents them what they happen so that they can either call school, WhatsApp, because nowadays them have WhatsApp group with these teachers or whatever, I don't know. Them have some way to reach them to say, hey, listen, what the hell is going on? We need to sort this out. You know, you can't do this to my child. Or whatever the case might be. And the story that I'm hearing, I don't know if it is true, because them say I must read him and come they can sell. You know, the woman class, and she's like, not fucking in here. Not gonna happen. And that's so comes him and she start to fight. Because I mean to say he's not coming out. And at Tivoli, who knows? I mean, a bad place that, so at the end of the day, who knows if it is true or not. But I'm just saying, it doesn't matter what was happening. If the teacher is reprimanding the child, whether physically or otherwise, the child is not supposed to retaliate. We cannot sit here and I go say the teacher is supposed to de-escalate. If you fly up in your face and you feel thump him in your eye, de-escalate what? What are you... Oh no, listen. Oh no, stop the bullshit. Children are children and they're supposed to know them place. No people are supposed to fly up in a known teacher face and go to tell teacher say them supposed to de-escalate what? Tap in a chest. You're not supposed to fly up in a teacher face. That's not supposed to happen. It is not supposed to happen. So what teacher will de-escalate say? What the teacher supposed to de-escalate say? What are we talking about? Me not understand. Me not understand how like I can't me not understand how Jamaicans reason things nowadays. Like what happened to we culture? What happened to we as a society? Where we are saying that it is okay, because if you say the teacher is supposed to de-escalate, clearly you're condoning what the child is doing. Clearly you're condoning what the child is doing. I'm sure no, say probably the parents, them a whole Tegeric and them don't gas him up already, and maybe them are bad people. Who knows? So him know say, oh, any boy touch me up, you're so dead. That would lead that too. And we know we can't talk to people from town because you know them, I know Jamaica them live in a one country by for themselves because them sophisticated and this and that, and we can pussy clock deal with them and for them fuck reason within them with. Country, the real Jamaican them we know how it go. You understand? We know that a child not supposed to be in an argument with an adult, even not even teach an adult. You're not supposed to be in an argument with no adult. You keep by your mouth and you go complain to your parents. That is what the child is supposed to do. You're in a learning environment. Even me, going to college, I never argued with my instructors. I never argued with them. And when I am lecturing, I not fucking argue with nobody. Even when you're older than me, because I teach people, I'm not arguing with you. You're going to get the fuck out of my class. And this is what you don't know. If I go to the dean and I said, I don't want you back in my class, them can't fucking put you back in there. But the difference is that as an adult, you know, want to lose your because you're not going to get your tuition back. So even in a college setting, you still have to do it. When you're older than your teacher, you still have to listen to what them and say, because at that point you understand that you can lose. If you get kicked from the college, that's it, you're not getting your fucking money back. But if I'm lecturing a course and someone in there is being disruptive, I can kick them from the course. I can kick you from my course. You can't, me know why you do it. I go to the dean, I don't want this person in my class. Guess what happens? You have to go do that course the next year and pay for it too. So not even in a college you can't really do stuff like that. You can't. So how are we sitting here saying a child it's okay for the child for the fight the teacher because the teacher supposed to de-escalate? De-escalate. You think say if you in a college them a de-escalate nothing? The lecturer and de-escalate no blood clot nothing. Them a go cuss you out and run you out of them fucking lecture, and me not ask you tell me to tell you that. The lecturer and go ask you then and de-escalate nothing. Them a go run you out and delist you from them fucking course. And you just lose your money. It's just that simple. Much more fucking child, you're going to tell me, if you de-escalate what? What am I? So why me not, I am the adult. When I speak, the child's supposed to listen. Why must I be de-escalating a situation between me and a child? I don't understand that. You ever hear nothing go so? You're supposed to de-escalate a situation between you and a child? Listen, you see, if I'm speaking, let's say, because even I'm at work and when Like kids, they come to the desk. Even though I work me there, when they come and then no manners, me check them class. I don't give a fuck. Me check them. Because I am an adult, you're a child. You need to know your place. It's just that simple. Whether they're white, black, purple, or blue, don't give a shit. Because you know somebody white on, and they're not no fucking... They don't know no better neither. So sometimes it's kind of like upvoting them. They don't know no better because their parents don't teach them. But me still check them. But I'm not going to be in an argument with you. No. We are not arguing. I argue with an adult. But I'm not arguing with a child. I speak. You shut up and listen. Full stop. That is what is supposed to happen in the classroom. Especially when it comes to like a reprimand. You're not supposed to be arguing back and forth with the teacher. It's not supposed to happen. This is not a situation where it's a special ed class, so we can say, boy, well, miss, you're supposed to train to deal with that situation. Because you know, say about people you deal with already. So if it was a situation where let's say it was a boys' home, we not expect to teach a person, an educator in a boys' home supposed to fight with no pitney. But why they reach this? So they need help. You need if you help them. So that would be a valid argument. Like if I am teaching in a boys' home or girls' home or special institution where you are bad people, when society give up on them and we are trying to help them, it's kind of like, okay, you need to have the strategies to reach this child because he's a lost cause and we are trying to bring him back. This is a normal high school classroom. The boy is supposed to shut him fucking mouth and listen to what the teacher said. And do what the teacher said too. And if the teacher wrong, you take it to the parents, take it to the school principal, or take it to the dean, or take it to the guidance counselor, and the argument done. Because make no mistake, I don't know about now, but when I was going to school, if me have a situation and I take it to the guidance counselor, it is handled. I mean, me left high school in 2002, so I don't know where I go and fit that. No, but if you take it to the guidance counselor, make no mistake, they deal with that shit. They deal with it. I don't know if that has changed nowadays. I don't know. But, and it never got to anything. I don't know. We've never gotten to a point where we and teacher go fight. There was just, because you just not pay them no mind. Then they did that and you ignore them. And we go do for you and you're not supposed to do nothing for you and teacher in an argument neither. That's a number one. Like, when you go to school to learn why you and teacher supposed to be in an argument, me not understand.